In yesterday's video, we talked about this message. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it now. And there's also a video from one day before that. So we're looking at messages from my dreams, and we're trying to find the universal messages behind them with the help of the tarot. And this is the third day, the third message. And I also have this monthly lottery that is important. I have the names of all of my supporters in this bowl, meaning that they all entered the lottery, and one of them are going to receive a reading, a full reading, personally for them. So this is what's going to happen in the second half of this video. We're going to start with the dream message for everyone. Let me actually first find the name, find the person who is going to receive the reading. Some of these are kind of clumped together. Okay, here we go. And so the reading is for Zoar. Oh, congratulations, Zoar. After the third message, the third dream message, we're going to get into your reading. So I'm actually going to place your name over here so that we can symbolize you being here and waiting for your personal reading. And the third message that we can talk about is right here. Everything is temporary. Everything is negotiable. To be quite honest with you, I don't remember anything else about this dream. I don't remember where this came from. I don't remember what the context is, but I like this one the most. I just really like how much freedom there is to these words. Everything is temporary. Everything is negotiable. What do you think this means? What are your first thoughts? So my thoughts are that this is a reminder that we are here for a short time, that life is elusive and ephemeral, and the situations and the problems that are in them, in those lives, in those individual human lives, they are even more transient. So everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. And everything is negotiable, meaning that once you have identified the situation that you're in, once you have a clear idea of what you want to see happen, you can start negotiating. You can start wiggling around. You're not a slave to your circumstances. You are not in a deterministic machine subject to forces that are bigger than you. In every situation, you have a say in what happens to you. Everything is negotiable. Everything is temporary. Everything is negotiable. So let's see what the cards have to say about that. Okay. By the way, a reminder that New Year's readings are available on my website, and also if you want to join the next lottery and receive a reading just like Zoar is about to, then you can look at the description. You will find all the information in there. Everything is temporary, everything is negotiable. And we have the devil as the tarot's reflection on this. That's an interesting response, but I understand it. There's a dark side to this. Everything is temporary, meaning that everything is continually in flux around you. There's not a solid reference point that you can settle on. There's continuous change. There's a capricious nature to this reality that we all participate in. And so that could be interpreted as kind of threatening or giving us some discomfort, no doubt. And everything is negotiable can also be interpreted as the universe's way of squiggling and squirming in such a way that you're missing out on things. So if everything is negotiable, it does not just signify your agency to have a say in things, but it also represents other players' ability to throw a curveball at you. And so the devil is here to shine a light on the dual or dualistic nature of this freedom. Because if you're free, that means other people are free as well. And with this freedom comes a certain level of anxiety. And within this anxiety, you might be more vulnerable to walking into traps. So it is this urge or this compulsion within us to want to fixate on things, to want to solidify and conserve things. Because the devil's most important prerogative is that the devil wants to narrow things down, to make them have less complexity. But ironically, this very urge to do that is usually complicating things to a great degree. To give you an example, the devil rules over all kinds of obsessive behaviors, whether that be addictions or extreme views, for example. So my first thought is racism is an oversimplification. It's a reductionist view of mankind and of the problems of mankind, to say the least. So within this radical reductionism, this urge to make things simple, black and white, there's this hidden reality of us creating a labyrinth for us that is impossible to escape. So you get trapped. This kind of thinking, this kind of oversimplification leads you through a world of trouble and complications in reality. So where there's freedom, there are traps. What do we do Let's see. What is the message? Actually, let me use the other deck. For those of you that are probably asking which decks I'm using, this is the Mystic Mondays Tarot, and this is the Fountain Tarot. So let's see what the message is. How can we escape this? How can we escape this? What do we do? And here comes the Magician. Now this is a perfect response to the Devil. Actually, the Devil and the Magician both, they have this Promethean quality to them, or this nature of, just like Prometheus bringing fire to mankind, teaching mankind, showing them the tricks. So the Devil is trying to show tricks, and the Magician is trying to show tricks. However, the Magician is focused on creating more space and elevating the agency of the individual, while the Devil, in his efforts to, like I said, box things in, categorize things, and narrow the perspective, he's creating more unnecessary or surplus complexity. So the Magician is attempting to ride the waves, to go with your intuitive instinct or understanding of where the truth might lie. You need to become as tricky as the Devil. The Magician is equally powerful as the Devil in order to trick the trickster. So whatever already exists, the elements which the Magician manipulates and modifies, whatever already exists needs to be respected, and it could be combined endlessly into infinite levels of complexity, and that's enough. There's no need to try and avoid that. Everything is temporary, everything is negotiable. Even though this has a dark side, your focus should be on what you can do with this, how you can negotiate even with the Devil, if you're smart, if you're capable, if you're brave enough. So it's strategy, it's a kind of art, it's a kind of trickery, but it is possible to have a reverse Uno card ready for the Devil. That's the Magician's message. To be unique and original in your approach when you're dealing with the Devil. So let's now dive into your reading, Zoar. Going to shuffle the cards a little bit and allow the cards to lead the way, to show what needs to be talked about, what should be the topic of our reading with Zoar. And let's see what Zoar's relationship is to this energy. So This is, by the way, this is a freestyle reading technique where we ask the cards to provide a topic and we check the energy of the recipient in relation to that. So we are doing this right now as well. So this is the freestyle reading. So if you're interested in trying this, you can book a reading like this on my website. Okay, so the energy, the topic that we need to talk about is the Hierophant. And your relation, your energetic relation to it is the 10 of Cups. Okay. So there's a contentedness that the 10 of Cups immediately communicates. The 10 of Cups, the number 10 being the highest representation of energy in the given suit. The 10 of Cups represents this elation, this euphoria, this dissolving boundaries between people. And this card often refers to finding and enjoying the company of people who are emotionally aligned with you. If you're lucky enough, this could be your family. But in most cases, in my opinion, in my practice, my experience, this often refers to chosen family. So the 10 of Cups represents this really emotionally secure and very content state of mind and being, where you feel like people support you, people understand you, you are elevated by the energy of the community, you are emotionally pure and organized to the highest degree. So this energy is attempting to make a connection with the Hierophant. So that's an interesting combination because the Hierophant, which is a major arcana card, is representative of traditional, conventional order, hierarchy of institutions and schools of thought, schools of philosophy or religion that were created by ancestors, by people who lived and died before you, generations before you. So the Hierophant carries the archetype of traditions that in our modern world, we don't have that many traditions. Archaic cultures and societies used to be driven and controlled by this idea that that there's a prototype, there's a central archetypal original form for all actions, for all important actions of mankind. So there's a quote unquote, there's a right way of doing things, is the message of the Hierophant. And the right way is copying what the ancestors did, copying what the gods and the heroes did. Now, I'm currently reading a book which is by Mircea Eliade. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. He's a Romanian anthropologist, and he speaks about the need for traditions in archaic society and how there's this original act which is repeated. becomes stereotypical, and it becomes cyclical as well. So in our calendars, in our customs, in our rituals, this original action or this original event is repeated endlessly. And so the idea with the Hierophant is that the way to happiness is to kind of strip yourself of your individuality and to follow the tradition, to join this stream of universal consciousness, of this cosmic rite of passage, and to forget your uniqueness to a certain degree. So this is an interesting paradox that Eliade also mentions in his book, is that archaic man finds himself and is completely content with himself when he surrenders his ego, his individual reality, and becomes analogous or identified with the hero or the god or the totem animal or the ancestor. And interestingly, with the Ten of Cups also, we have this message of your individuality is less important, and it is the energy of the hive, of the community, that truly uplifts you. So you are one of the many cups, of the 10 cups. But the 10 in tarot sense represents a myriad, a gazillion. It just means a lot. It means totality, infiniteness. So you are one of the many, you're equal to the many, and it is the emergent quality of this togetherness that you can all savor, that you can all enjoy, but it's not personal, it's not individualistic. So let's see what the guidance is on all of this. And here we have the Page of Coins. Okay, so it seems like you've really found something here, Zoar. This idea of melting yourself into this loving, supporting hub of energy, of water energy with the Ten of Cups, and accepting your life, your individual life, as the repetition of certain archetypes and traditions. It seems to be a very viable pathway forward. And the Page of Pentacles is saying that you can learn something very specific here, a very practical new skill, the acquisition of which happens via some form of tradition. So maybe this is connected with your family and with some kind of knowledge or skill that has been passed down through generations that you can now have a chance to learn about. It can represent the learning of a skill through some other type of tradition that maybe does not relate to your family directly, but maybe to your wider context. But there's some kind of gem here that you can reach out and grab, or more, perhaps a better metaphorical image is that there's a seed that you can plant that is going to grow. So looks like you're in a pretty good phase of your life I wish you the best of luck. Thank you to all of you for watching this. I wish you happy holidays, happy new year. See you next time. Bye bye.